Elon Musk and Tesla just greatly surprised the world in greater approaches than one, which we're going to be exploring in cutting-edge video, in addition to some different truly insane information that we simply were given from a number of big hedge budget concerning the cryptocurrency space. So I want all of you men to clearly obliterate that like button, and let's get into the video. So I wanted to start by means of showing you men what occurred recently on Yahoo Finance News. Okay, we had the Bitwise CIO going stay to say some quite crazy stuff. I want you guys to concentrate to this. I think the most crucial aspect for Bitcoin is that the election occurs regardless of a Trump win or a Harris win. The regulatory pudding for Bitcoin is enhancing, and I assume that is what you are seeing pondered inside the price. Of root inside the short-term crypto favors a Trump victory over a Harris victory. But clearly Bitcoin does not want Washington to be successful. Regardless of what takes place, institutions are getting into the distance, adoption is rising, ETF flows are happening. I suppose we cross better either manner. It simply is probably a little bit faster beneath Trump.
Yeah.
And when we communicate approximately that, perhaps a clarity from a law perspective proper, how an awful lot of this is vital so as to retain that momentum, even probably beyond 100,000. Yeah, it is a brilliant question. Look, I assume we are going above 100,000 on Bitcoin. I suppose that regulatory clarity. I suppose we are going above $100,000 in keeping with coin on Bitcoin. Now, in the event that we see that an awful lot of liquidity cross into Bitcoin, it goes up more like around 30,000 from state-of-the-art rate right now, or around like 30%. You know, it's extremely full size. We're talking about, at this point, nearly 1,000 billion bucks flooding into the crypto market as an entire, and we will sincerely see a large rally for altcoins in this occasion as properly. We're basically on the second leg of our bull run now, where most of the liquidity that we are going to see flow into Bitcoin at this point in time will begin going into altcoins based on what we have seen from preceding cycles, which we're going to communicate approximately first. I just want to talk approximately simply all the loopy things that politicians were pronouncing about cryptocurrency as of overdue and consisting of even Donald Trump. He said they've been paying tax on crypto, and I don't suppose it's right. Bitcoin is cash, and you need to pay capital gains tax if you use it to buy an espresso. I turned into speaking with a friend. He stated it genuinely should not be taxed. And I agree. So now we've got doubtlessly a destiny president of the United States of America pronouncing that Bitcoin should not be taxed in any respect, no capital gains tax whatsoever. And this would make numerous feel if Donald Trump become planning to apply Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset and something that the US authorities basically could be the usage of to get themselves out of debt. An asset elegance that potentially the complete global could be the usage of, just a mutually agreed upon foreign money that is better than fiat as it's uncorruptible through any business enterprise in any respect. No government can go in and print Bitcoin. They can purchase miners and they are able to make a contribution, however they cannot mint it. They can't cross and say we are printing out 100,000,000,000,000,000,000 Bitcoin the following day. Well, that's just not possible, and that's exactly where we need Bitcoin to be in the relaxation of the crypto market as properly. No capital profits tax if you men assist that. Smash that like button due to the fact more human beings need to apprehend that that's what Donald Trump is about with the election proper across the corner. I assume that is a pretty vital time in history. But I want to give you men, earlier than we get into the Tesla news, which frankly is in reality mind-blowing, I want to reveal you guys what's happening proper now with the charts, because of root Bitcoin did simply come off of a huge rally, as did many other cryptocurrencies as nicely. In reality, even Ethereum these days continues to be up noticeably. You can see multiple green candles were printed there, and it's almost at the identical stage as to in which it became before 2758, no longer very lengthy in the past. Right now we're buying and selling at 2600. In brief, we did touch 2700 at the day here. But when we examine the likes of XRP, nicely allows to say it hasn't been all too high quality, I imply ever, because the massive promote off following Gary Gensler's statement of his appeal, it in reality has been tough for the XRP Navy to sincerely come returned. But I'm here to tell you guys that that is going to be quick-lived. Yes, we're suffering right now to break above even 53 cents per coin. That is true, but this is approximately to trade. Now, what I will say, although within the period in between, which all of you guys want to be prepared for, is very possibly that XRP is going to hit a few lower lows. And sadly, you understand there may be a first-rate quantity of room for us to go down. We're speaking around 48 cents per coin, and I'll give an explanation for exactly why that is in only a second. But first, I want you guys to enroll in my Discord, so be part of Into the Discord network. Another large piece of information that just came in, that is in reality concerning Microsoft, is shareholders have begun balloting on whether the organization ought to make investments into Bitcoin. Now, glaringly, this is essentially simply starting up Pandora's field when it comes to the arena of cryptocurrency, right? If we Microsoft, Apple, Google, all of these companies now opening the Pandora's container for cryptocurrency on their balance sheet, it is a quite large deal proper. Obviously, for these kinds of companies, it's very smooth for them simply to buy an ETF, and that's most in all likelihood what we're going to see. I'm not certain if those businesses will purchase Bitcoin immediately. I suppose that will be glaringly the proper manner to head. Self-custody is constantly the excellent, but although shareholders at the moment are deciding whether or not that is going to be happening. Now, I recognize many people are thinking, well, does this vote give up? Well, it truly is going to quit on December 10th. And so in case you are a Microsoft shareholder and you want cryptocurrency to peer greater liquidity properly, you can vote for this. And that is something you can do right now. Now, the board advice is pronouncing towards because they are a bunch of boomers who do now not apprehend the needs and wants of shareholders, but nevertheless, it'll be pretty precise if we are able to get this coming in. This goes to doubtlessly suggest another time hundreds of billions of bucks of liquidity. Because as soon as Microsoft does it, and a lot of these other SP 500 corporations see that it is a hit, they are in all likelihood going to enroll in on the bandwagon as well. This is how the snowball starts off evolved. And frankly, I suppose this is going to be the catalyst for the subsequent Bitcoin peak in fee. Now, the reason why I think that is, well, Microsoft isn't always the most effective organization that is doing interesting matters proper now. Elon Musk, Tesla, yeah, they're doing some quite thrilling matters nicely. In reality, very lately, on the 16th of October, Tesla moved $760 million worth of Bitcoin to unknown wallets. Right now, what ended up being the case after some on-chain research that we observed out extra these days is that he has been depositing all of this Bitcoin at Howard's new Bitcoin financial institution. And what he is now doing is he is the usage of this Bitcoin as collateral to borrow. And so the basic way to examine this is it is very much like what Michael Saylor is doing with MicroStrategy proper, where basically people invest in the MicroStrategy. He uses that capital to purchase Bitcoin. Similar concept as to what Elon Musk is now doing with Bitcoiners nicely. All of these big organizations, the most important companies inside the international, are doing this proper. We have Microsoft shareholders now vote casting on whether or not or no longer the organization need to invest. We have Elon Musk leveraging Bitcoin. That might sound acquainted. I recognize quite a few of you gens do that. I do it all of the time. And a path, now we have people, you know, the CEOs of Apple now considering this, and NVIDIA even, and all the biggest corporations within the world, right? So here's the aspect. When you upload up the full price of the SP 500, we are speaking approximately, you understand, tens of trillions of dollars, right, in total. And so if all of these people even just add, you recognize 5 to 10% on their balance sheet, I suggest routinely this is already loads of billions of bucks. However, also, while you study the appreciation of Bitcoin as time is going on, this can probably be multiple trillions of greenbacks entering Bitcoin in the future. I mean, you examine the likes of Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy as an instance. He changed into able to recover from 8.4 billion greenbacks in unrealized gains. Right now, that's what he's at. And so if we have a majority of these other corporations, which frankly have a lot extra capital, who are now seeing the benefit of this and doing it themselves, nicely, let's simply say it will be meteoric, the form of profits we're going to see. And you excellent trust that capital is going to begin flowing down. Because Bitcoin's now not the stop all be all. There's different cryptocurrencies available, and these agencies are starting to awaken to that.